Today, Precarious plays
Lost Kingdoms 2. Turns out Lost Kingdoms 2 has a bit of a back end on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. I'm saying it has a decent post game. I've got a few things to explain.
Yeah.
And, I think... No, I need the deck screen, so I'll start here. I played quite a bit between sessions. I also looked some stuff up for, I don't want to say the first time because I needed a guiding hand to save soul.
Mm-hmm.
But, let me back all the way up. When I got my copy of this game, it was just the disc. It was very, very secondhand.
Yeah.
Didn't have the original box. Definitely didn't have the manual. I'm assuming that one of them was launched into a star.
Yeah.
The other was probably used, I don't know, like pad out a bird cage? Probably. So I learned something very important. It only took me beating the entire game. I'll come back to it. I'll just give you a practical example in a little bit. So what I did is I found avenues to efficiently grind various things, which I will describe to you now. This is my deck for gaining proficiencies. It is very effective. So let me explain it. Nope, that's worse. That's a worse way of explaining it. Can I just look at the cards? Okay, I can do it this way.
Okay.
This card heals me when I cast something, even if I don't have magic stones.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of these cards are all just transformations that coincidentally, if I use the Z power, like the doubling effect,
Yeah.
they all get to be around like the 16 to 18 range.
Oh.
So what I do is I check my status and then I go in and I just grind up whichever one I'm lacking at any given time.
But yeah, that's only 7 cards.
Right, but it works very well. You'll actually see it a little bit in action pretty soon. Then these 4 decks, I've been... You know what? I should just show off what I've been doing there because it's fast. A run of it is fast. The only problem is I've been doing this one thing dozens of times.
Mm-hmm. When we were starting out playing this game, we had talked about, how do we want to play? And I was like, just kick ass. Mm-hmm. And judging by all the 9s, it seems like you've accomplished that in some way. But how many decks did you build?
Well, hold on. I actually haven't built that many real decks.
Mm-hmm.
So those 4 decks, it's what I've been using to pad out my card collection.
Mm-hmm.
I've been coming to this level. I mentioned this trick before, but I didn't explain it all the way, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So I cycle through my cards until I have at least one Banshee, God of Destruction, and a Dryad.
Mm-hmm.
And now this boss respawns until you get to the mission clear screen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you check here, we'll just use the God of Destruction itself. So 5808, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put down a Dryad, which boosts the power of Banshee, which actually isn't necessary anymore. That's a holdover from whenever I was doing this less efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
This summons the Demon Swordsman, who I'm going to wait for him to land and then use Final Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
It was 5808 before, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I suppose Dryad would still be useful if I was trying to kill the death cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings it down to 1 hit point because it is an earth creature, and then I miss. I blast it with Banshee.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's check to make sure that the experience went through. Oh wait, I used it, so I can't check it here. That's fine. I'm confident that it actually went through. So we'll start over with the same deck.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to using these decks on?
I'm not. It's not what these are about.
Okay.
I'm in process. There we go. 5808. So the God of Destruction just got that much experience.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
All of these cards just got that much experience.
All right.
Every copy. So Humble Flying Ray here.
Uh-huh.
I know I have at least 3 copies.
Yeah.
Each one got, what is that? So it was about 6,000, and now it's 5,000-ish, 5,500.
Yeah.
So Flying Ray as a species just got 15,000 experience.
Gotcha.
So what I've been doing is I was pretty casual about it once I got it set up. I wasn't like, I'm gonna grind this until a certain experience value. I've just been putting cards in that I only have like 1 or 2 copies of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been bouncing from the castle there to the card shop here. Sorry about the loading screens. And what I've been doing is I've just been fleshing out my collection. I've been trying to get up to 3 or 4 copies of just any card, just all the cards.
Yeah. And so have you put together... So you've just been using the decks that you currently have to get to that threshold with different cards.
Right, so it's like... What's a card that is not done yet? All right, here's a good example. At some point, once I have space for it, once I've kind of like gotten enough of, say... Once I've gotten a 4th copy of the Yowie here,
Yeah.
I'll take all of those out, and then I'll put into Maelstroms until I've got 4 of those.
Gotcha.
And that's what I've been doing. And I've done this process for fire and wood and a little bit of earth. I didn't get to water at all, which is why, for example, I don't have... I have the... I have the wood elemental here, but I don't have a water elemental card yet. And it's because I'm waiting. I need to get up to 1 of those experience values for Undini.
Did you look ahead to see what is available in the post game here?
A little. I mean, I know the name of the place, and the internet said that it was at least 20 floors. And I thought, like, well, 20 of anything has to be...
That sounds like a lot, yeah.
And there's the sacred battle arena, which I think we might actually do first. I know we were in the middle of that fire dungeon before, but I really want to get those locks out of the way, like the mechanical skill
Yeah,
lock.
yeah.
So that way I don't have to worry about it, hopefully, for the rest of our time with this game. That's the other thing I did. Oh, yeah. Also, I found out that the town, this town here, has a couple of interesting things you can do. You can gather up more trash than just the clutter we gathered the first time through. You can get a couple of unique cards or semi-unique cards doing that. And there's somebody that will trade you cards Like, you give him 2, and he gives you something that is a rough combination of the 2. Like, I'm pretty sure that he wants an archer tree and a unicorn, and he'll give me a centaur. And as soon as I have a 3rd unicorn, I'm going to trade it away. Ooh, that reminds me of the other thing that I did. I set up it is called Dragons, but it's not as interesting as all that. It's not actually like a deck in which I fight with dragons. It is actually a dragon breeding program.
So it's the Dragon Ranch.
Right, it is a dragon ranch.
Still pretty cool.
And what it does is I use the combined experience over all of these cards.
Yeah.
I should actually probably take the red dragons out because they don't sell for that much. But green, blue, and yellow dragons sell for 4,000 each. And with this setup, I can basically print huge stacks of duplicates. And if at any point I decide that I want to have a big pile of capture cards, that's the key to that. So yeah, right now, fire, water, earth, and wood. Eventually, once I have like a big stock of cards, I'll actually just make a really good fire, water, earth, and wood deck instead of basically like a training ground, like a breeding monster breeding program. The only decks that I actually have that I've put together that are for playing the real game, it's these 2, and it's Garden and Gudra. And very in brief, this is one where I am doing the work myself. It has a lot of weapon cards that I just attack with directly. Gudra is more about letting independent and helper creatures do the work, and I just sort of sit back and basically play Pokemon. Hence Gudra. Now, you and I, off camera, we need to decide if we're going to do the Sacred Battle Arena first, or if we're going to go finish that Lava Zone.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, I apologize for basically having an entire episode just explaining the grinding that I did and the deck setups I made. But on the other hand, it took me hours, so you can deal with it.
Well, you've been busy.
I hit the level cap.
That's a lot of 9s.
It's a lot of 9s.